Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Escaping Success Podcast. I'm Tom Leffler, I'm one of the co-hosts.
And I'm AD Factory.
And so today, interesting enough, I was talking to AD prior to, I was journaling this morning, what's a good topic that we could discuss and kind of be more vulnerable and talk about us and stuff that we're currently working on.
Yes.
And so I guess what I mentioned to you is we're going to discuss today what's holding us back.
Yes.
And kind of get a little raw with that. And
interesting.
It's an interesting question because
very interesting.
It's changed a lot for me what's holding me back.
Of course.
And it's cool as this season of life, how that's evolved for me.
Yeah.
So do you want me to start off? Or
yeah, go for it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love actually for you to start off.
You're please do, sir.
Yeah, please. I beg of you.
So one thing as I'm entering the season of my pool season, season of having more relationships, fitness, all the things, I'm realizing what's holding me back is actually not taking time to just be with myself and be conscious of taking a step back, not doing anything, and just I'm gonna block out this evening or this afternoon for a couple hours, not working, not hanging with friends, not working out, just either just sitting in silence and maybe meditating or just journaling or kind of doing a deeper dive and just a check-in with myself. Because it's good things. I mean, I had in the winter a lot more downtime.
Yes.
Because my season wasn't as busy, so I had a lot more time to be with myself, contemplate things, work things over. But where I'm currently in this stage is okay, my workload's increased dramatically, and I'm still maintaining my relationships. I'm still trying to maintain my fitness. So any free time I do have is usually trying to meet up with friends, catching up with people on phone or at the gym or doing work or meal prepping or laundry. So it's just it's all good things. It's really good. I'm loving it. There's no downtime. I haven't turned my TV on in over 6 weeks, and
wow.
It's a beautiful thing. I love it, but I also realize okay, I gotta maybe not a bad way, but tell my one friend or tell or work stuff hey, I gotta just take an hour to check in with me and just see okay, how's Tom doing? How are we doing? And be okay with not having that go mentality all the time, because I'm getting caught into it, I'm realizing, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing. It's all positive things, but I think it could be addicting in a sense of just constant stimulation.
Yeah.
So I'm catching myself okay, I've been overstimulated.
Yeah.
For the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
you
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask you two questions. You taking a step back, will that recharge you? And then number two, what's holding you back from stepping back, from taking that step back?
I think 100% will recharge me, because I've noticed I've been really pushing the not the lack of sleep, but pushing just my sleep kind of parameter, because I mean I've been averaging 5 to 6 hours of actually just even being in bed. That's not actually sleep. So I've been pushing that boundary, and
wow.
I guess the thing that's helping me still feel good and be functioning is my diet's in line, I'm eating the right foods, nothing's making me feel sluggish or anything. My workouts, I'm being conscious of that, I'm working out away. I'm also my supplementation. So since all those bricks are in line, I'm kind of getting away with not sleeping as much.
Yeah.
But I know, even last night, I woke up this morning at 6:30. I go to sleep probably till 11:30, 12. Because I was hanging out with a friend.
Yeah.
So it's I know today I woke up a little foggy, and I'm not where I can be, versus if I got 8 hours of sleep. I wake up and we're a little sharper today, my mentals are a little sense of memory recognition and stuff like that, more sharp. So it's okay, I'm paying. There's a price for this. It might not be
immediate, but there is going to be rollover. And also, the interesting thing about sleep is, it's not a one-day thing. If you deprive yourself of sleep a week, one day is not 8 hours, even 12 hours in one day is not going to do it. You're going to have 2, 3, 4 nights of sleep to get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
And number one, there's good things and bad things in this, though, just saying you as a friend. It got to a point that you were religiously going to bed every time, that it was kind of concerning, how inhumane that was, right? Now, you've opened up yourself, you're more expressive now, and you're having relationships, so sleep did take a hit, but now it's a matter of, okay, I've now experienced both sides of the spectrum and finding that middle point. So I think what's important for you to kind of consider is your general scope of your week, like the chaos of your week. So for example, like you can set it up in a way whereas you have a build relationship night Tuesday, Wednesday night, but then Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, you're going to bed at a good time. So you can use your, like, although you're pushing, like you're redlining and you're pushing the limits and you know where the limit is, you can still find a way to exist within that without overdoing it. Because what you don't want to do is burn out. Because when you burn out, the very relationship that you built, they're going to suffer because they've grown a now a dependence for you, or there's something to look forward to, and you don't want a situation whereas like someone needs you and you literally can't even be there for yourself, or better yet, you need yourself and you're not there for yourself. So like it's good that you checked in with that, because that's something that it's something that I've always been juggling my whole life, but like it's easier said than done, but it's so possible. It's just looking at your week and be like, all right, when am I gonna have the chaos? And then you have, the same way you schedule the chaos, you have to schedule in the rest. And being conscious of time. Like, for example, my wife, she's been going at it at work, like long hours. So like, I'm someone who I can sit down and I can chill forever. So like, in her leisure, she enjoys me because it's super fun. She feels super relaxed during the time, the 2-3 hours before she's going to bed. Like she's like super into it. But now on the weekends when we try to build relationships and hang out with people, like yesterday, we went out to a birthday for a family friend. I remember when we woke up in the morning, my friend Kevin texted me like, "Hey man, like when are you guys coming over and all that stuff?" I told him honestly, I was like, "Hey man, like we're gonna come over whenever my wife wakes up. I'm not gonna wake her up. She's sleeping in today, and I think it's gonna be like 11:30, 12." And I was super deliberate in being extremely quiet and keeping the baby extremely quiet so she can sleep in. Like she went to bed at a reasonable time the night before, but I wanted her to sleep in. It's kind of like this morning she's sleeping in. So it's like, it's important for her to catch up on that sleep. Now granted, do I take that for myself? That's another thing. So for me, you talk about redlining 3 weeks. I've been redlining like for years. Like, hey man, there's no end to this. But I think it's something that I've always like kind of like I've always compromised with, like the sleep, because I'm like, bruh, like you talk about the 4 hours. I'm like, bruh, you don't even know, man. Like yesterday night, I fell asleep on the couch maybe for 2-3 hours because I wanted to spend time with Lake, because I haven't spent time with him in a while. Dude, I woke up at 2 a.m. I was like, oh snap, he's not beside me anymore. So I went upstairs and stuff like that. So I was up late too, but it's very interesting, man, like how like the body responds and all this stuff. And quite frankly, my diet is not as dialed in as yours, but it is much better than before. So like before I'd eat whatever, junk food, fast food, blah, blah, like anything. But now that I'm eating mainly whole foods, it's like I feel like my energy is better, and supplementation helps as well. I think ashwagandha is like a cheat code. I'm realizing that because I've been using that for like two months now. But in terms of like my week, I try to schedule. So even though I don't sleep consistently, I nap. I don't know whether you're able to nap, but I can nap.
I can't.
So
right now.
So during the week, it's notorious for my wife to be working. I'm on the couch with both of the kids or one of the kids. I'm absolutely knocked out for 2-3 hours. And this is like 3, 4, 5 days of the week. So I kind of accrue sleep. Friday, my sister was looking after the kids. So when I came back from what I was doing, I just like, my mom was home. I was like, hey, listen, mom, like I'm just gonna go take a nap. Or no, I told her I was gonna take a nap on the couch. So within 2 minutes, I'm knocked out on the couch. So she taps me like an hour, and she's like, you should probably go in the bed in the visitor's room so you can sleep deeper. And I literally reached to grab my phone. She was like, leave your phone right there. So I went in the room, and bro, I was out. I thought it was 20 minutes, but it was like 2-3 hours.
Wow. Yeah, I wish that's awesome. I can't.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's like my kind of like safeguard put in place, because I try not to compromise the relationships, but with you, I think it makes sense, especially given this season, because you could teach yourself how to nap in the winter.
But yeah,
you can't afford like.
Yeah, people call me.
No, but I'm just saying that like, it's not even that you can't afford. I'm saying you can't even teach yourself to do it in the season. if this was the off season, you can teach yourself how to nap because there's a way. Like there's a way for you to unwind in the midst of even your craziest day. You can set an alarm and fall asleep. Because bro, what better way to prove that you're in control of the situation than sleeping in the heat of the battle? Right?
Yeah, that's just
Does that not if someone's sleeping like it's like yo like
that's very true.
yeah, so it's like but you can't teach yourself how to do that in the heat of the battle now. Because you're so, like you said, you're so stimulated.
I'm so wired up.
So, anyway, that was a very long tangent. But now going back to you, I know we're kind of hyper focused on what you're looking to change, but looking back in this whole season, when do you remember a week where there was a good balance in social interactions, and work and rest, and what did that week look like? That it was like actually like close to like ideal.
This year or in years past?
This year.
Honestly, it probably was. So my business season started like the second week of March. It's probably either the first week of April or the last week of March. Like I had a good balance.
And what was that like? Like what did it look like? Like generally, I'm not going into specifics.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Instead of like hanging out with friends like 4 nights a week, it was probably like 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
And then the other nights, I mean, I play volleyball one night.
Yeah.
I do. So like that was.
So it's your workout mixed in with hanging out.
Yeah. So I guess it was instead of like having something planned every like right now I probably like the evenings I mean the last 2 weeks I've had something planned of all the nights like 6 nights a week or something planned, like whether it's like volleyball, whether it's going to meet with a friend, whether it's having friends for dinner, whether it's going to like a family thing, like you know it's since last week it's been like a boom 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 boom, like I haven't had a day like an evening. I think I had the only evening I had open was this past Monday.
Wow.
But since like when I think you came over last,
bro. It's been back to
it's been
back.
like boom boom boom, and like it's not like
I
I'm
felt
not,
you almost saw me yesterday.
yeah,
That's how busy you've been.
and like that's the thing too. It's like I love it. It's like
Yeah.
super stimulating, and it's like, but it's not sustainable, and I feel like it might be hindering like my sleep. So I'm not as like mentally sharp and stuff like that.
And
so
your
I'm,
progress in other areas of your life.
100%. So like, and even like I'm been fortunate like lift like my lift Friday, like I didn't get much sleep Friday. Like I felt like for the first time because my body's been responding very well to like lifting, and like Friday I was like it felt heavy. I was like okay, like this is the first time in a couple of weeks. I've just been lucky that I'm responding well, but like Friday felt heavy. But then Friday and the Saturday, I had a buddy over for dinner, but like he headed out like at 10, so like I got like 7 hours of sleep. And then yesterday's morning lift, like I woke up so refreshed, like I felt good, and I just felt like okay, like I had such a better day. But then now today didn't sleep as much, and like I feel it right now, like the mental
grogginess,
the
fogginess.
So it's like
Dude, so it's interesting. So you mentioned that week that was ideal. You had 2 times you hung out with people. So 2 times you hung out with people, but you still had a night that you did volleyball though. So it's like 3 nights of like social interaction.
Correct.
Out of 7 with the podcast on Sunday morning.
Correct.
So another question I'd ask you is like when it comes to people trying to hang out, are they the one initiating? Are you like, hey man, like what's up? Just checking in on you. What like gotta see like are you the one setting it up to meet up with them, or are they asking and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm available this night?
I'd say it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like 50-50, I guess in that sense, yeah. It's been, I mean, that's the thing, I love it. And it's like great people like want to hang out and do stuff, so I'm like, you know, like I had some guy reach out to me yesterday, like who's part of my men's group a while ago, and like he like said like, hey, like what are you doing now? I want to grab dinner. I'm like, damn, like I'm ready to hang out with somebody like this. But it's like this is like I've always wanted this, you know, with like good interaction, like good people, like he doesn't drink, like he doesn't party. It's like, you know, just hanging out, like we're gonna have like good food, like good conversation,
of course, bro,
and like the stuff like that we share. And it's just
course.
like I was actually talking to someone yesterday. It's like we talked about this too. Just the relationships I have is like what I've always dreamed of and prayed for.
Yes. And
it's just like I'm so blessed. I'm like I'm in it, and that's why I'm like grasping like okay, I got the relationships I've always wanted. So I'm like, I need like I'm like.
But too much of anything is not good.
Yes.
And bro, like you're even a better conversationalist. You enjoy the experience better. You retain more of that person's life. Like when you consider a friend, like a friend is someone that like is there, listens to you, is there for you, and like you have a deeper relationship with someone when you could remember the interaction in its entirety. But unfortunately, when you're running on a very low minimal capacity, it's very difficult for you to be present and really hear what they're saying. Because people people say things, but they actually mean something else. And with the amount of social interactions you're having now, you're realizing that you're better at interacting with people and you're adding more value to them. You're finding a way to add more value to them. But if you're not fully recharged, it's hard for you to deliver that excellence of who you are to them at that moment. And you almost kind of like go into autonomous mode, which isn't good as well, because that's not the whole point of uncharging, because you're doing it out of duty rather than doing it out of just like friendship, because it's free time. So I think the way you should look at it is like, hey man, like you can look at your schedule. I don't know how you do it. The way me and my wife do it is we have a general schedule. So before we even agree to anything now, I always confirm. Like, fortunately, I'm the type that I'll say yes to everything. I'm like your dad. Yes. But now what I found was it gets to a point. So you're still lucky. You haven't had double bookings. So I have situations like I had to stop like a month ago where it's like 3 people like booked on one day, and it's like similar times too. So it's like, and they're like, oh yeah, so we're excited to hang out with you later. Oh, we set this up 2 months ago. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't do it again. Like, it's terrible, right? Mm-hmm. So now, like, before I like say yes to anything, I'm like, hey babe, like, so-and-so wants to come because she has a good memory and she puts it on her phone. I even put it on my phone, and you know, now we're both on the same page. I'm like, that's why the calendar is so important, because when I tell her, I tend to put things on the calendar. So now I'm like, oh, like so-and-so's coming today. Oh, and I forgot that she was, because I know my sister's birthday. I forgot that my wife was taking my sister out to brunch today. But because I was thinking today that we have a family friend that we know each other like surface level. I've kind of like known them like surface level for the last 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. But like we're really trying to like press in a relationship with them. We want to like know them better. They invited us to their daughter's birthday party. Now, you know, they were like, we need to see, like, this messed up that the first time we spent time to each other was at this Ocean Quest place. We need to come over to your house and spend time with you. So, like, we set this up for like 3 weeks ago. Now today it's like, all right, we got to come back on time for my sister's brunch and still need to be emotionally present when they're like with their kids, with their 3 kids here. So it's like, it's very interesting to like juggle that. But like, that's still a double book day. And you know, although I don't like that because my wife has a busy week next week, that last night I was trying to tell my wife and my parents, like, let's go home. But we still ended up leaving there at 9:30. So it's like, but she got to bed like pretty much at like 10 something. But it's crazy like how all that stuff, and then when it hits Tuesday for her, she's like, I don't know, I feel kind of tired. Like, because you didn't really get that much sleep. But, you know, I hope, and I'll see, whether or not her sleeping in yesterday and today would actually assist in not her burning out throughout the week, which I think will suffice. I think at least it'll be a good Band-Aid on top of things. Mm-hmm. So, but it's hard. I mean, we're going through very similar things if you haven't noticed. like in terms of like, because I have a lot of free time now. So with a lot of free time, I'm trying to like spend time with people, right? Because like, bro, when I'm working, it's very difficult to be like, hey, like, because 9 to 5, I'm booked. But now that I'm not booked 9 to 5, I can be on the phone with people during their break. Like, you know, I can try to like, you know, build relationships with people. So I'm really good at my own personal time because like I'm up early and then I go back to sleep, and I'm up late and I go to sleep pretty easily. And then during the day, I always have quiet time. So like I'm very good at being present with myself. That I guess that's the only difference, because I am very, very much self-aware of how important it is for me to take inventory of my own thoughts. Because my belief is that with the thoughts of your mind, they change like the beliefs of yourself, and they affect the actions that you take out, and they also create habits. So like I'm constantly taking inventory of my thoughts, specifically like when it comes to like relating with people and just like interactions, because a lot of trauma is caused by that. Like, you know, someone asks you something, you give like a snarky remark or like you're sharp, because you'll notice this when you decide to settle down and things like that. The people that you spend time with, you treat them as good as you treat yourself. So like, in other words, if you're like really busy, you're like locked in and things of that nature, and let's say your wife asks you like a question like that, you feel like she should know the answer to, like, rather than giving her a snappy remark, is listening to her like, wait, babe, I just want to confirm. You're asking me this? Yeah, let me just make sure about that. And just giving her an answer rather than be like, I'll handle it later. Or, dude, just figure it out. Like, because that just figure it out, once you're in that mode, you've probably said that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 times that day. And then you get frustrated a few weeks later when when your partner or one of your kids doing something that you're like, wait, when did I sign off on this? Because you were just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% true. And like, that's how the one thing that I guess I do have is like my morning is like I safeguard.
Grounded.
I ground the first like hour and a half of my day. Like I put my phone in airplane mode. Don't at least for the first hour I don't take it off. So like I do, I guess like I get inventory of that, and like I kind of really conscious of like setting my like wire myself for a great day.
Yes.
Like just like I have my affirmations, I have my prayer, I have my gratitude journal, I have like a whole like Tony Robbins like triad like thing I got going on ground, like all that, so that grounds me. But going back to your point about like what you said with like if like you're frustrated or like you're not in a good like taking inventory of yourself and like you just like shoo things off or like working busy, that's how I used to operate. Like in previous like especially during this time of year, I would like just kind of like relationships, like friendships, friendships, intimate relationships. Like it's just like, okay, this 9 months is just like it's about work. It's like working out, nothing else matters, and like that's how I operate. But then like again, as you take inventory of my life, I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna operate 9 months out of my life for the rest of my life where all I'm doing is working and working out, and I have no social. I'm like,
that's kind of dark.
I'm like, that's not how I want to live. And like, I got a taste of what that end result brings. And I'm like, I don't want that. Sickness, isolation, depression, loneliness, like all those things. I'm like, for what? Just so my business does better and I'm financially like versus now my mindset's like, I'm 28 years old. Yeah. I'm healthy. I get to go to work out. I get to have these relationships. I'm fortunate. I'm like, I'm enjoying this season of life where I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I'm like, I can like, like on a Tuesday, like go hang out with AD or, go somewhere. Like, I can do, I've like the freedom and flexibility and like framing in a way of like doing it with like positive things and like having, because like, like as like I mean, you do a great job at it, but sometimes like you're like, hey, I can't hang out. I gotta take care of the wife and kid.
100%.
It's just
I'm like, hey man, like we need to reschedule, or I can only stop by, or that. But like, I still try to hold myself accountable, but it's like like this evening, for example, like otherwise I would have written off on it, and it still could have slid in, but it would have just been excessive because like what would happen was you would have we would be having this conversation after I've been completely present with my sister, dealing with 3 kids and 2 couples I don't really know much about.
Plus your own kids.
Plus my own kids. And then now, at the end of the day, you're having, like, whatever's left of me. And I don't think that's fair for me to, given that the fact that the only time we spent time with each other this week is now, I don't think it's fair for me to give you the low battery attitude at the end of the day when it's better to give you the best form of myself in the beginning.
I get the best. No, you hear that, guys? I get the best.
No, but seriously though, you know what I mean? Like that's like the
100%.
That's like the compartmentalizing because it's like very important for me to understand that, and
But you have self-awareness about yourself.
100%,
and that's like huge.
But I love my wife because she always says like, whatever you do, as long as you're happy. But she always tells me like, you need to rest. You need to rest, and it's like. What I said in the reel is so true. When you do what you love, you're not working a day in your life. So, like, a lot of the conversation I'm having, a lot of things I'm doing right now when I'm off from work, they're all things I want to do. Because I don't have to, basically, I'm getting paid to be at home, right? So, technically, I'm in that environment. You know where people say, like, if you, I forgot what they said. If you never had to work a day in your life, like, what would you be doing?
You'd be dad.
Well, I don't have to work, so, like, and the bills are still getting paid. Mm-hmm. So, like, now I get to kind of live that out. So it's, like, I'm really
You're living a dream.
Yeah. However, if I'm going through this same sleep schedule and I'm at work, it's impossible. I'm just telling you. Because work, I enjoy, like, the profession I do, but the bureaucracy and like all the politics of work and all that stuff, this energy that I'm at right now is not going to be enough. I need to sleep 7, 8, 9 hours a day to be able to function in that office.
Yeah.
I say all that to say, again, bringing it back to you, it's finding now, because why I asked you what like a good week is finding out a way of seeing whether or not you've figured out the gauge of how far you can go with the no sleep. And if, let's say, for example, you can't change, and I don't even think it's a good idea to change, being with friends, be like, all right, it's 10, like, get out of my house. Like, that's not realistic, because you still want to have that genuine encounter. You don't want to, because I feel like whether me and you agree with it or not, we have to be overthinkers. That's just natural.
Oh, 100%.
So you setting a cutoff time for like an interaction with someone,
you keep that in the back of your mind during the conversation.
Exactly.
Oh, you're 100% right. I've been realizing
So to not do that, now it's like you have 2 days of the week where it's unlimited time. And you know what I mean? Like, so that way you still have the true interaction.
Like looking at the clock.
But you let the person know, like, hey, listen, like, I really want to hang out with you, bro, and I do want to have dinner with you. But realistically speaking, with how crazy my schedule is, if you can't do Tuesday next week, can we do Wednesday the following week? And like, bro, literally, you know when you show up, you don't have to think about it. No matter how long the conversation goes, it doesn't matter how deep it gets, like, you're just like there. Because again, you've put everything in a row to do that.
And you're 100% right, because I like this past week, for example, I had my buddy over, I think it was Friday night, and like I was exhausted.
You're just like, and it's hard, right? So, but let me ask you though, midway through the conversation, you felt like a jolt of energy, right? Like
you get like a wired and tired.
But then you crash even harder.
It's harder, yeah.
You crash even harder, and then you're too stimulated from the conversation that you can't unwind.
I can't unwind, it was weird. Cause like usually, like if I'm there, I had a desire. It was like weird. I had a desire to check my phone. I'm like, why am I like? I felt anxious, but like I had the awareness that like, hey, like. When he first came, I'm like, dude, like, I'm exhausted. Like, just like, I'd like, no, he was exhausted too, so it worked out. But then the next day, like, I was like, I didn't like how, like, I felt like, you know, I wasn't, like, fully present. I was a little anxious.
It would have been better to just reschedule.
Yeah, exactly. So I texted him, like, hey, dude, like, I apologize if I was a little, like, off. It's like, honestly, I really even realized it, and, like, we both were exhausted.
But you knew. Again, we talked, I said this. It sounded very, like, product-oriented. But it's the truth, the excellence of the interaction. Because like me and you, we enjoy the fact that we you know, you have your value added, and you felt like in that interaction you didn't do a good disservice. And the funny thing is that he didn't even notice, but you knew, because you as a friend you knew you weren't there to the point. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there were things that were unresolved, or things that you didn't even have the mental capacity. Like, you know how sometimes you're talking to someone and they say something, but you're able to go deeper into that? You didn't even have the energy that day. You're just like, all right.
I'm just here.
I'll take note of that. Yeah. I don't take note of that.
And it bothers me.
Or you say, yeah. Or you just like kind of not listening anymore. You're just like, all right, now go into autonomous mode where I'm letting him feel like he's being heard, but I'm not actually like listening.
Regurgitating.
Yeah, regurgitating.
Yeah, so like that's...
Which is tough, man.
It is.
And you feel bad. Like you literally, like, to the point at which you actually sent him a text. You're like, yo, bro, like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And so, like, that's where it's like, okay.
Which means you're a good friend, too.
Yeah, but I'm realizing, like, okay, I got to dial it back if I, like, because I don't like the feeling I had after that interaction. It's like, okay, I need to dial it back, maybe hang out with less people, or just get better sleep so I'm
a higher quality of
hanging out. So, like, that's why I'd rather have higher quality and less interactions than, like, those interactions where it's, like, just kind of, like, going through the motion type of deal.
And I do think, to a certain degree, though, you also have to have a schedule, too. Like, I mean, we have a schedule Sunday. It's very convenient.
Yeah.
But it makes sense to have, like, a schedule. Because also other people have times in their life that they're free, too, and you happen to be free as well. So, like, that can be important as well. But it is a complex thing to tackle, because the only reason why this is complex to tackle is that you're trying to confine an unlimited leisure time activity. So, in other words, you're trying to like figure out in a day of your week that's already hectic or busy that you plan on having more rest, to schedule in a time that you don't have a time block, like where you go. That's very difficult because, you know, it's like completely counterintuitive. The two things are oxymoronic. It's like I'm trying to get more rest, have more schedule my
But
week,
I want to be free and totally present.
but I want to be free and totally present in these
And not worry about time.
Not worry about time in these.
Yeah. So it is, like you said, it is. But I think like if you said like have the attention going in, it's like okay, I could sacrifice
Yeah.
2 nights of sleep
Yeah.
where I could be fully dive in, super present, and so okay, like those 2 interactions are better than 6 interactions where
Yeah.
I'm like conscientious, like okay, we got to cut this off at 9:30, 10. Like I'm exhausted, so it's like it's being more mindful and again, it's selective. It's like and safeguarding, I guess, in a sense.
And knowing you, I mean, I guess this is just an idea. Actually, it's actually just came to my mind. Hopefully, this is a good idea. You don't think it's stupid. But like the way your workouts are set up, right? You have certain days that are rest days, that are recovery days. Maybe the night before your recovery days would be your marathon nights. Given the fact that that morning it's not more of a strenuous workout, you're just kind of. Or maybe that's not a night. I don't know how you want to do it.
Right.
But I think that could be a good because you have like 2 recovery days.
So the
or 3.
Well, technically it's 2, and then like Sundays is like I'm probably gonna do hot yoga later or do something. But like my recovery days are Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and so it'd be like
that's
Monday
a good
night,
spread
night,
though.
Saturday night.
That's
I honestly do have something planned already.
That's
next
a really
Wednesday
good
night.
spread though. I feel like that's a good. At least try that out.
I think that's great because like again you can do like if I only have like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, just doing like active recovery is fine versus like I'm trying to do an hour and a half of like heavy lifting and like form like I really felt that was last I was like there like the problem is I'm so stubborn that like I write down my workout, so like I had like incline barbell bench 225. I got 5 last week, so I'm like, I gotta at least do that or get more. And I'm like there, like it was the first time in like a couple of weeks where I'm like, here we go. Because like I've been enjoying the workouts, like but that Friday, because like it was like a sleep deprived.
It's not enjoying. You're just like this is a duty lift.
This is just discipline at this point. Like I don't want to do this. Like but I'm like I gotta do it. I gotta hit that because like I gotta get the same or better because I'm just stubborn.
But I'm interested to see.
I think that's very.
I think 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks is a good way to like test that. I think that because that's 3 nights a week. But now the hard part is saying no to someone to be like, hey, like fully booked this week, and you like, it's almost tapping into the old you a little bit, but just for a quick second. Hey, I'm super busy this week, but next week, do you have time next week, Wednesday or Sunday? To hang out?
Yeah, the thing is not like just like it's like a no for now, but not a no forever.
100%.
Because like for example, I already have something. I have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday already planned next week. Plus I have Tuesday night volleyball, so I already have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evening planned, and it's like, and it's not even I'm not even there yet. It's like, so I'm kind of looking forward.
But it's not locked in. You could always hit someone up and be like, hey, can we reschedule?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a matter of juggling it. Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward.
Because it's not going to be a bad thing. Just be like, hey, listen, like, looked through my schedule and my week's actually more packed than I thought. Mm-hmm. And, well, that's where you start picking, right? Because some people that are scheduled on a Thursday, you might want them to be on a Wednesday because you want to meet them next week. But someone who, like, you're like, I can meet them the week after.
Yeah, it's just going to be like...
It's a hard conversation to have, but it's like, have you ever been in a situation where you made plans for someone and they cancel and you're actually relieved because you're like, oh, I really needed to rest.
Yes.
So it's almost better to reschedule than to.
Yeah, I do. Like sometimes because like that's the thing. I was like, also I'm the type of person like, if I make a plan and like.
Even if they cancel, you're like, I'm gonna fill this with something else.
No, I'm not. No, that's not me. I'm saying like if I like even if it like doesn't. If I make a plan with somebody, I'm gonna do everything in my power to maintain that.
Got it.
Regardless, like.
However, at this point though, like we've kind of realized that like it's actually cutting into your efficacy of the interactions you're having. So I do think, again, in this oxymoronic sense, it's like go against your own value because like you rescheduling. So you said you have 4 people scheduled next week.
So I have Wednesday. I have volleyball Tuesday night, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday scheduled.
Ignore volleyball Tuesday night, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I mean, it's not bad. You just ask one of them that you think will be most acceptable. Like probably the Thursday night person. Be like, hey, like can we maybe shift to Wednesday? Oh, sorry, Sunday or something. Yeah. And then now you have a day in between. So, wow, that's actually kind of tight because if you stay up Wednesday night, and you have a recovery lift, then you're up again. Oh, but you sleep. You actually sleep. You get a full night of sleep Wednesday night. Then you have energy for Friday.
No, Wednesday night. I'm meeting somebody Wednesday night.
So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
So hopefully, what I'm thinking.
So if you can reschedule Thursday, Wednesday you stay up unlimited. Thursday you sleep that night.
Recharge.
Friday
Good lift.
go up again, and then Sunday,
Yeah.
and then you will have all Saturday too to recharge too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. But I'm really looking forward to this. Like, hopefully, I know I have nothing planned.
Just get
tonight,
through it next week.
Tonight and
Just
tomorrow
get through.
night.
Just chunk through next week, and then the following week you
Yeah.
implement.
Yeah.
it.
Tonight, tomorrow.
I'm
night,
just-
yeah.
I just wanted to ask because I remember before we even had this conversation, you were like, "What's holding us back?"
Uh-huh.
So I was like, "Next week you just want to keep it as it is, and then the following week kind of get it going."
Yeah, I want to start from there. 'Cause, like,
Because you're afraid to kind of text them, and be like,
yeah,
"Hey,
I don't like changing plans. Yeah, 'cause I hate when people change plans on me. So like
Yeah.
that's why like I'm like
You can bring it up conversationally too,
Yeah.
man. You can hop on the phone and be like, "Hey, like, you know, like, I really look forward to seeing you." We don't have to change it, but I just realized that I have back to back to back. Like, it can just come up in a conversation because your intentions are good. You're like, I just realized that I have 3 nights in a row where I'm up. It could even be the Friday night guy. Like, I'm gonna be up pretty late 2 nights in a row, and I want to make sure that we have a very substantive. Like, you're not talking to a zombie, basically. But then that sets it up for them to change it. But it's the truth, though. It's the truth. Because it's like, I think the definition of insanity is doing something over and over and expecting a different result.
100%.
Because like last week, you didn't have 3 back in a row.
Oh, I had more.
You had 4 back to back, and then you felt like a zombie on Friday. So you're thinking maybe it's not going to be as bad if it's.
Yeah, and like like last Sunday I went up to New York.
Yeah, you told me.
So like with work.
Also, it was the whole week actually.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't.
Yeah.
So I don't have
Golly.
I don't have weekends off.
So you're thinking because Monday, Tuesday's off, you're actually going to be good.
Yeah, so I got tonight, I got Monday, and then Tuesday I got volleyball, but that I'm done with that at like, well, they want to go out for drinks after, or like it's a girl's birthday, but I'm
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
You'll be good. You'll be good.
I like part of me like last week I was just gonna go just like hang out, like, but I'm like,
But I'm interested to see what happens with that rest day thing. Because I think your the
I
way your
think that's a
schedule's
great
set up,
idea.
I think like that would actually assist you.
And what I realized too, it's like a weird thing, and like I don't know why, because I work the weekends, but like Monday, like Tuesdays are the hardest day for me.
Why?
I don't know. Every Tuesday, the last like few weeks, like I just feel
In the
like
morning or at night?
it's like the morning. It's like throughout the day, I'm like feel like heavy, sluggish. It's the weirdest thing. It's just Tuesdays. It's the
Okay.
weirdest thing. Mondays I'm fine. Tuesdays I'm like,
You're like, I can't do it.
and then when I get to Wednesday, I'm like cruising. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, cool. Sundays sometimes a little lag.
Tuesdays are like that.
Tuesdays are my days that like I feel like
And what do you do Tuesday morning?
I do active recovery. I don't know if this maybe because I'm doing like
Do you,
heavy
do
RDLs.
you swim?
No, I'm just like
You
driving.
do heavy RDLs on Monday?
Monday morning.
Bro,
Maybe that.
try swimming on Tuesday morning, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Just get in
well,
the water.
I think I'm like my active recovery days. Like I'm being more conscious of this. Like I was kind of ramping that heart rate up a little bit
I can see.
with like doing a lot of double unders
Yeah.
and doing a lot of like throws and like box jumps. So
Yeah.
the last few active recovery days, because like I've been staying up later, I've just been like, okay, like we're not going to jack the heart rate up. Just keep it more moderate intensity. So I think that's why it's like usually Tuesday I'm still feeling good. It's like Monday night, I'm usually my Monday nights are always usually like I don't do anything. So I think I got like usually good sleep, and so I'm feeling good Tuesday morning. So I'm like, let's push the cardio. So I do like 30 minutes on the assault bike, and I do like 20 minutes of jump rope. But like I'm doing like basically like hit,
Literally,
like
bro.
I'm doing like 30 double unders, and then like my heart rate's like.
How's that active recovery? That's
That's just like a high intensity workout. Oh, yeah, as I'm saying it, I'm like realizing like that's not active recovery. I'm actually causing more stress, but I'm more than a lift by jacking my heart rate up.
literally.
Yeah, so like I'm the
'Cause
problem.
Your VO2 max, like
Oh,
your body's like.
As I'm saying, I'm like I'm an idiot. Like I'm just being a jack. I'm like that's it's so stupid. So
But it's fun when you talk about it out loud. Though, 'cause then
and
you
that's why I want to
realize-
talk about it. It's like what's holding me back?
Yeah.
I'm the problem. It's me. Like
No, but it's actually funny because I was like Tuesday. I was like, bro, just hop in the water, bro.
just like
Because
yeah.
I think the water too. Because again, there's elements of the temperature change in your body to relax you,
Oh, it's so mental.
and also less resistance. Like you know what I mean. So you can maybe push a little harder without necessarily like.
I'll whip out my speedo.
Yeah. Yes, please. But
Put that on the story. Just like my hairy ass. Like
But the funny thing is, like, since you're already doing the hit, like the water would be good because then you won't feel like you're giving up too much. Because it seems like you still want to go at it, but like I think the pool is good because it would be vastly different from what you're doing, but you can try to go at it, man.
But that's the thing too. I also like my thing is like I'd be like start doing like sprints when that's
Go
actually
for it.
no, it's worse.
Go for it.
No, it's worse.
Yeah, go for it.
No, it's not.
See how sustainable
I'll
it
feel
is.
so bad.
I know.
Because
And then you're not going to do it again.
Yeah, swimming.
And then you're not going to do it again.
Yeah.
But with the jump rope, because think about it. We just found out about this hit.
It's because I'm jacking my heart rate up.
No, we found out about this hit, right? And because your body doesn't feel like, in terms of the same pain that you feel from the pool, that's why it's gone unnoticed for so long. But if you're in the pool, you'll know when you overdid it. Because literally that whole day or the next day, you'll be like, what?
I know what that is. I did water polo. That's swimming is like.
So you understand,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
And I
don't want to go in the pool.
I think going into it, you'll surprise yourself. You probably will hold back. But if you don't, listen.
Yeah, I think that's honestly now that I'm saying it's like it's usually Tuesdays. I'm well rested usually from Monday nights. I don't do anything on Monday nights. So Tuesday I wake up feeling good, got good sleep. So I'm
Then
like,
you deplete yourself.
and I go hard on the active recovery, which really becomes a hit workout where I'm doing like sets of like double unders, med ball slams, like all that. So I think just like I need to keep that kind of. And honestly, it might not. I think for me, like during this time, it might be like not even going to the gym, just going outside for a walk might be better. So
You know what?
I don't even have the obligation to be like, oh, I could go like.
Do you know what I like about the pool too? Guess what you can do in your mind while you're just swimming?
Goes in.
What are you looking at?
You're just looking at the bottom of the pool.
Less distractions too.
Oh, you get. I love it. It's very meditative.
That's all I'm trying to tell you, man. Like there's more to it, man. You can really that would be added time to yourself. But you literally can't look around. What's to look around at? Like, you know.
Just you and you.
Literally, bro.
Yeah.
Once you now get over, oh, people are looking at me, they're probably gonna think I'm a sicko because I've been here for 60 minutes now doing the same exact thing. Once you kind of get that out of your mind, and you're just focusing on just yourself. That's added time for you too.
You swim, Mike? Oh, you
No,
don't swim.
I don't swim. I don't know how to swim.
I gotta teach you.
You have to teach me. I mean, I don't know how to say this, but I forgot how to swim. So I taught myself, like, what was it, 2016, by myself in my friend's pool. But then I never swam again. Like, I just at the cusp of me feeling comfortable, I stopped.
Well, that's good though. So like, you'll get it right back.
I don't know. I'm also heavier.
But you flip.
But I just remember I would spend hours. Like, hours looking at the bottom of the pool. So, like, I really got...
It should be great cardio for you.
I really got comfortable.
Because you're at LA Fitness, right? You have a membership?
They have a pool, yeah.
How deep's the pool in the lap pool?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
You should check it out.
Bro, I literally am not confident with my swimming abilities.
Even if it's like 5 feet. There's some lap, like the lap pool at my gym is like only 5 feet.
Yeah.
So you can just.
But I just remember, man, like, I got some good thinking in there. Because you're just in the water, bro. And I'm talking about morning and night. I was, like, going out morning, afternoon, and night.
I think that's by far the best cardio, swimming.
You feel so good, like, you're weightless, too.
Yeah, I mean,
You literally
if you
don't
want to
feel-
talk about calorie burn.
You also don't feel your weight. That's the wild part about it. There's something about that that's super cool.
I think I don't like, but like again, my own hippie dippiness. I don't like pools because of the chlorine factor. So like, I don't like that. If it's a saltwater pool, I prefer that. But that's why I
Which
love.
is few and far between, right?
That's why I love the ocean.
Oh.
So I'm a big ocean guy because like the positive ions from the water, the natural minerals, like
That's
all
true,
that. So
that's
like
true, that's true.
I.
So you swim in the ocean.
I love the ocean. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah. And there's also the added factor too, like you're swimming in the ocean, like there's like sharks and stuff. I'm like sick, so I'm like, like you know, like there's always that risk of like.
You're
something
white.
happen.
I get it.
You know, there's always a risk.
You're a white man. you're like, so it's a thrill.
It's a thrill.
So y'all like that stuff, huh?
I do, yeah.
Oh, it's a tiger. I'm gonna go touch it. It's like, no, dude.
Yeah.
That's great though, but
Yeah, so I love the.
I don't think the ocean is warm enough yet for you to start swimming.
I go in it.
Right now.
Yeah.
Actually, it is warm enough because it's the same 55 degrees all the time.
No, it gets warmer in the summer. It gets like
60?
it gets up to like 70s in August.
Still feels a little
Oh, it's
cold
chilly.
initially.
It's chilly. I got
It's crazy that 70 still feels cold.
Well, your body. That's also the thing about swimming. People don't realize is why you burn a lot of calories when you swim because your body temperature. Most people, it should be like 98.6.
Yeah.
Most people they have bad metabolism, so it's less than that. But if even the pool's 85 degrees, your body temperature is 98, so it has to keep it up. So like that's why swimmers have to eat so much. Like Michael Phelps, 10,000 calories, because it's not only the swimming aspect, but if you're in a pool for 4 hours,
He's
it's
just
his
chilled.
body temperature is trying to fight to keep himself warm.
Yeah.
So like that's why swimmers, like, you burn so many calories just beyond swimming because the water temperature is not 98 degrees. I mean,
That's
extremely
some people do,
circumstances,
some people
like
can
a
get it.
normal pool is not. So like that's why swimming, like, you burn so many calories beyond just the full body workout. It's also because your body's fighting to stay warm.
It's crazy, dude.
So it's really cool.
It's just so interesting considering thermodynamics and like how like the body responds to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever heard of like aerobic lifts and like aerobic like you know how like older people have like pool workouts and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that?
Like my mom does that.
So is it
Cool.
that because a lot of them like lose weight? Is it that their bodies they're actually burning more calories from being in the pool than the actual movement?
I don't know. It's probably both and both. Like,
Because I can't imagine the weight that you're lifting is that heavy in the
Well,
water.
it doesn't like, it's not going to get you like jacked, but again, it's resistance. So if you're moving constantly in the water, you're fighting like the water resistance. So that does take effort and you do burn calories.
True.
So I don't think it's like it's more like not like muscle building in a sense per se.
It's
Maybe not-
endurance building.
It's more endurance and like burning, like heart rate getting up. And then also in the pool, like the water aerobics. And it's also good for older people because it's low impact on the knees, the joints, like all that.
Because if they were in the gym, they could affect their arthritis and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So the pool is it's good for a lot of people that have like those type of issues.
That's so cool. So I mean, eventually, hopefully, we live long enough that that's all we can do.
Well, I mean, you were like in our diet, just like dancing in the pool.
sick? Like we're that old and we like this. Like you're confined to water aerobics.
I'm okay with that.
There's some people who like break their legs or like hurt their hips. And there's like a treadmill that's submerged in water that takes like 80% of like.
People like recovery, like
Yeah,
from, like,
dude,
therapy
that's
and
super
stuff.
cool,
Yeah,
too.
it's cool. The water's really.
It looks like there's something around your like upper
you're
chest.
belted in. Right?
Yeah, you're melted in, and it's like it takes all your weight off.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, random tangent.
No.
Anyway, back.
There's also Laird Hamilton. You know who he is?
No.
He's like, again, going back to your crazy white guys, big wave surfer. Like this guy's like in his 50s and like rides like 100-foot waves. Like
What?
crazy guy.
100 foot?
Check him out, Laird Hamilton.
Wait,
Cool
if you
guy.
fall from the top, you can die, right?
Oh, toast.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's like a big wave surfer. He's married to Gabby Reese, who was a professional, like Olympic, like gold medalist volleyball star. So like they're just like a power couple. But again, he's in his 50s, tremendous shape. But what he does, and he's like known for, and he started, is like he does like underwater weight workouts.
What?
So like he has all the dumbbells and stuff, and brings them in the pool.
Wow.
So you get all the stimulus, all the effect of working out, and like the kind of cardio, like breathing, but without all the extra stress of like on your joints and stuff. So he's really advocated. Check it out. It's so cool.
Wait, time out. So he bench presses underwater?
I don't know if he might literally have a bench press in his pool, but I know he brings like dumbbells, like heavy dumbbells, kettlebells.
How
and stuff.
heavy though? Like 100-pound dumbbells?
Like big boys.
So does it feel like 100 pounds in the water? What does it feel like?
It feels a lot lighter. Just think about your body weight in water. But so he's known for
But
doing like
do you
pool
still get the
workouts.
same resistance though?
I believe so, without like a lot of the effect. So he's it's been something new he's been doing because he's older, and so like he's been advocating a lot for these pool workouts. He's also a psycho where he's in his sauna, has an assault bike in a sauna, and he's wearing oven mitts because the it's so hot in his sauna. It's like 220 degrees while he's doing an assault bike.
It's cooking.
It just because like the metal of the bike would cook his hands, like just so he has oven mitts while he's in a sauna drying a assault bike. This is the level of savagery of this human being.
What, dude?
Yeah, he's a cool guy to check out.
Wait, so you're telling me I can curl 150-pound dumbbells underwater,
Probably.
bro?
You 100% can.
Yeah, buddy. That's why I dropped my water bottle.
Yeah,
It
100%.
just seems so clear.
But yeah, check it
So I
out.
can bench 500 pounds in the water.
100%. It's really cool. So like he's known for, again, as he's getting older, he's like trying to find ways that he could.
But at a certain point, it is going to feel heavy, though, even underwater.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's
But,
just savage.
but I think he likes to get like the same like stress on the joints and stuff. I don't know the
Could you imagine getting pinned on the bench underwater? Trying to bail out. It's
Yeah.
like
But he's a cool dude.
you have to hold your breath too under there.
And also the cardio aspect of holding your breath and all that, like diving down. Yeah, it's really cool.
So he doesn't believe in breathing in between sets. You know how people were like, breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah, he's a savage human being.
That's amazing.
But like again, he's like in his I think early or late 50s
50s,
and looks
I
phenomenal.
believe it, man. Like,
Yeah, he lives
someone
in
like
Hawaii,
that can't
like-
not look good.
Yeah,
Like,
he lives in Hawaii.
he's
like,
he's doing everything he can to look the best.
Yeah,
Dude, that's so sick. What's his name again?
Laird I'm sorry, IRD Hamilton.
His name sounds.
And he also started like a he's like big in, he's not like full keto, but like big into like higher fat, lower carb. And he started like this like superfood like coffee blend. So he's like big into like using like coconut milk and like stuff. So he has a whole line of like supplements, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. The one thing I can't get out of my head is the oven mitts in the sauna.
Because the metal
is so
would burn
hot
his
that it
hand.
would cook it.
Yeah, so he's chilling.
He probably found it out the hard way too. He probably burned his hand probably the first time.
But just think of the psychopath of like a savage. I'm like, okay, so I'm in a sauna. Most saunas are like 180 degrees. He bumps his to 220. It's like, how can I make this harder? Let's bring an assault bike.
How long was he in there for?
I don't know.
And his body temperature is supposed to be 98.6.
And he's getting cooked in a sauna.
So his body is like trying to keep it low.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
sweating profusely.
Because like if you just go in a sauna, like that's why.
Me and Leke went to a sauna last week. We're sweating.
It raises your heart rate. It's like cardio.
Sicko like put like mint in it. So like it was cool air.
Like burning your lungs.
I walked out and I felt like my pores were.
It was like burning.
T-shirt.
But there's cool guys like he's a really cool
savage, bro.
And like
it's like you gotta wonder like that guy like he could do anything, any dangerous job he could do it because he's already on the 100-foot wave swimming with sharks already like once.
He doesn't care.
Some of those waves are sharks in them too.
He's in Hawaii.
Oh, so shark
tiger sharks, all that stuff.
Tiger sharks.
Hawaii.
They're aggressive, right?
Very aggressive. Yeah. But like it's cool like in just, like talking like because him and his wife are sometimes at a podcast. And like
you're so calm, probably.
So calm, but it's like she just like because most women would not put up with him.
Of course not.
And so like he's a very interesting because like he's the type of guy obviously like he just doesn't care. Like he's just a savage human being. Is like okay, yeah, I have a wife and kids, but I'm gonna go take this 100-foot wave. Like he just and like most wives be like no you're not like something like so. It's cool to see their dynamic. Like I listen to them both on podcasts or just like her talking about him and like just how like he's just like. He is who he is.
He's wired that way.
And like
he does that in business too. Like somebody who's in 100-foot waves in real life. So you think about what we're talking about resistance. Like, all right, what's stopping us from doing what it is? He's the type of person I'm pretty sure if his close advisors critique him on something, he probably immediately implements them. Because the same way he would implement a better technique in a 100-foot wave to ride it longer while being safer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a board that came out with like a longer bottom part. Whereas he can fizz out the wave completely a little longer, he'll do it instantly. It's not even a thought.
No, and that's the thing they apply with the assault bikes. Like, I want to do cardio in my sauna. And so most person be like, okay, your hands burn. Like, okay, that's not gonna do. He's like, okay, I'm wearing mitts.
Yeah.
It's like he's just like a doer. And but he's a very interesting guy. And it's like I think he's just at a different level.
Of course.
And it's like I don't think I want to be at that level. Yeah. It's like, but it's like he's a
doer.
He's a doer, and he's him, and like.
And it'll be interesting to hear like kind of like his life and kind of how that mentality started, because it doesn't start overnight. Like you don't start there. Like it's a bunch of little decisions that got him to that point.
Yeah.
And there's many areas that he feels probably that he's a punk, like that he doesn't.
Oh, you're totally out of balance.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah, he's probably totally out of balance in some areas because like.
Or he feels like there's areas in his life that he's not a savage, which is crazy to think about. Because you think that someone who rides 100-foot wave, but he's probably so self-aware and self-critical that it's next level.
Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. There's so many people
it's
out
like,
there.
What new things does he want to try? Skydiving? He's probably skydived before.
It's like I wonder. I'm curious. Like since he's done it so much, like does he get like nervous anymore?
I think probably he does get nervous every time. I mean, bro, dude.
When you're doing it for like 30 years.
All right, when you get under the bench and you're like at your power set, do you get nervous before your power set?
A little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like it's just,
even though you know
God, baby.
You literally the Jesus spot. But literally, man, you still get nervous. So think about that.
Respect it. Yeah.
Bro, there's no external factors. Like someone can't come behind you and hit you in the back of your head, or an animal is not going to rip a leg off while you're doing that bench press. But he's facing all those uncertainties.
Like a shark just...
Dude, there could be shrapnel in the water from someone who just like through debris in the ocean. You
Or you come down a wave and it crashes a rock or something, and you.
yeah, or a boat that wrecked, or like there's so much external factors in the water.
Yeah, the ocean is a
Bro,
beast.
even
Are you an ocean guy?
I'm an overthinker. A dead whale, like a whale that's just like dead.
Are you're an ocean guy or no?
No, I don't. I haven't experienced the ocean enough. I mean, I think it's nice hearing the ocean. Like,
Beach guy?
I've what's it called? I've camped out on the beach once for a week. It was just nice hearing like the waves splashing and coming and all that stuff. But I don't know. I wouldn't say that I'm a beach guy or a wave guy. I
You feel called to it?
I don't feel called to it
No.
at all. But on that note, how are you gonna get better? How you get like? Do you feel better? Do you feel better?
Oh, 100%. I voiced out, like I kind
Clarity.
of called myself out on my own BS, and like want to easy implement on my, especially like if I'm not getting enough rest, like on my active rest days, we're not jacking that heart rate up. It serves no purpose.
I didn't even know, bro. That's
Yeah.
wild that's slipped under the radar for so long.
Because I'm like, again, like I'm like a type A person, so I'm like, okay, the most double unders I did last week was 30. And I'm gonna try to do 40 this week, and it's like,
Stay engaged.
yeah, and I got that Rocky music playing in my ears, like,
Da-da-da.
so I'm like,
Da-da-da.
and it looks cool on like a story,
Oh,
so
really?
like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
It's
damn
like
it.
I gotta look good too, so. Oh, I didn't film the last set, so I gotta do it again.
Yeah, so that, and then being okay with saying no, and go through this week, but then the next week being more mindful of like, I think that's a great idea with like my active rest days.
At least try out.
Yeah, no, I think that's a tremendous idea. Like being more and like try to give myself a day in between at least. So like, okay, I'm seeing somebody say hypothetical like Monday, Tuesday off, Wednesday, Thursday off.
So at least you have rest built in. So even if you're having 3-4 days of
It's
of
not
no
like
sleep,
consecutive.
exactly. You're taking it, you're giving it back, taking it, giving it back.
Yeah.
Because we also have to understand that like you have built a social network now where there's a lot of people who are trying to spend time with you. So
Yeah.
we can't now just be like, oh, 1 day a week. That's unrealistic. That's
Yeah.
completely unrealistic.
And like I wouldn't want that, you know, because
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this.
It's not human.
No, I'm not enjoying it. But again, it's a totally new thing because in pool seasons past, I guess,
Oh,
this was not a thing at all.
like
Not
isn't
even-
that crazy
not
that,
even a
that,
thought.
that the problem
Not
that you're
even a
having
thought.
this pool season is actually an answer to a prayer that you've been having for
That's the thing. It's like
life is so funny how
It's crazy.
quickly things can change, man.
and it's also like again, I think a testament to manifesting, praying, and like I believe if like you focus on it and you truly believe it can happen, and kind of I know like a lot of praying is like also like believing that you already have it.
Yes.
I think people like
That's faith.
it's faith, like you know, like,
Evidence of things unseen.
I think that's it because like for a while there, like I wanted it, but I really didn't truly believe I could get it.
Mm.
And then once I switched the mindset, like it's possible. And I think going to like for anybody, just if you could believe it's possible, whatever it could be,
course.
possible to get the body you want. It's,
Yeah.
it's possible to get the career you want. It's possible
Peace.
to get the peace you want. It's possible to get the girl you want. It's
Yeah.
possible to get the car you want. Like if you really truly believe it's possible,
It'll get done.
I believe it's possible.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard though changing that because a lot. I mean, I was there for years where I wanted it and I saw it and like but I really truly didn't think it was possible.
Which a lot of people are operating in that sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not even a dream when you think of something and you don't believe it is. It's just something that you think it would be nice to get.
And it's actually worse, I think,
It's
if you have
worse,
a big dream but you don't think it's possible, so you just kind of get.
I don't think that's a dream anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a hypothetical situation
And you
for
can just-
someone that you created that's not yourself.
And then you're miserable because you know you can't get it and you know you
Yeah.
want it, but you don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
So it's actually a worse situation.
Literally.
So I think it's sometimes worse to like want something so bad but don't think it's actually possible,
Yeah.
and so then you're just
And you
miserable.
resent that thing actually, and then you resent people that have that.
You're not like, oh, that person has that. Like
They're cheating. You know, they're robbing people. It's
Mhm.
blood money.
Mhm. And like it's, but yeah.
Or they're on steroids, or you just claim something to them that just because you don't want to believe that you can have
It's
it.
possible. Since you don't believe it's possible.
And on that note, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in.
Listen, if y'all are tuning in,
We got our first subscriber. Not the first comment. We got our first comment every year.
What
So
was so? What
it
did
was,
they say?
it was actually shout out to Mitchell. He works for me.
Yeah.
and he's
HR guy?
no,
Okay.
someone who's like well, he was a lifeguard. He's kind of like a hybrid lifeguard manager
Yeah.
now. He's probably 21, 22ish.
Which episode was it?
I think it was 17.
Oh snap, Mitchell!
Yeah.
You listen, man. All right, Mitchell. Give you a shout out.
Yeah, first ever comment. And,
Yeah.
like it was. So shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
It's cool.
He might need to get a shirt, man. I don't know.
He deserves a
A
shirt.
jerky taste.
He
at least,
deserves a
like,
jerky.
like
Yeah.
maybe like a
He deserves a jerky pouch.
little pouch, you know. So
He definitely does.
Listen,
So when Mitchell, when I see you next, I owe you jerky and possibly a shirt.
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
We're getting this done. From an idea, December, to popping up the camera
So this is gonna be
on my
episode
baby's
21.
car seat or high chair to episode 21.
And that's also believing it's possible
Yeah.
and manifesting.
Yeah.
And like we're here now. We got shirts.
Got
we got
shirts,
this, we
yeah,
got, like,
man.
our
It's just
improvised
slowly
studio.
happening, you know. And it's like, all right, this is an improvised studio, right? 3rd floor of my house, but like, bro, like,
I every morning I envision our studio. I
It's-
already see what it is.
it's-
We're gonna have like this sign. It's gonna be kind of out. It's gonna be like the old school where it's out and like lights up.
yeah,
So it's gonna be like
yeah,
this, like
yeah,
lights
yeah.
up. We're gonna have nice black leather chairs, like nice sound, like the things on the wall. We're gonna
Headphones.
have like the mics that come down, like headphones.
Oh.
It's gonna be on top of. We're gonna have a nice gym underneath, so like we might have a
Ooh,
workout
get
and then we're gonna
pumping.
walk right upstairs. I said there's something
happening.
It's gonna happen.
And the funny thing too about life is like it's just persistence, right? So it's like since we embarked on this journey, it's never been a compromise of like it's not gonna happen this week. Like, you know, even in events where you travel, we almost did more than if it was a regular week.
We did like
Just
2 or 3.
three.
That
We
way.
did
You know,
three.
that's crazy.
Three.
Yeah.
We did 3. So.
And like we're ahead, I guess, in the bank in a sense.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we're
yeah.
still like we have weeks like
Of course.
again, life happens sometimes,
Of
but
course, but still, it's just the consistent standard of
Just showing up.
Just showing up. And bro, every conversation is completely different. That's another thing. That's it's still original things that we're talking about. We're trying to hold ourselves to a higher standard, and we're also being more effective communicators. I feel like since this whole
have you noticed that as this
100%,
crazy, right?
100%, 100%.
And I feel like it's helped me too, like articulate my thoughts better. So like for example, like coming into this, like something I've been thinking is like, okay, I got to change something because this is not sustainable. I mean, I'm loving my life, I'm having fun, but I got to be like, okay, what's holding me back? And what's holding me back is actually me not safeguarding my time and not creating more boundaries
To recharge,
to recharge.
literally.
Like that's really it. Just like creating more rest in the evening, like whether it's massage or just like
Yeah.
not
Something.
doing anything.
Something.
Because if I don't have people over, I'm working until like 10:30. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I gotta be more mindful of like shutting off at 10, like, you know. So it's like that's why it's like calling myself out, and now it's like, okay,
And it's all to be better at all because it's not like a punishment. It's actually
To
a
add.
great reward. It's a value added.
my friend, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Mitchell, my guy,
Mitchell.
another great episode. Take care.
Listen, if y'all ain't tuning in, I don't know what y'all on.